What is up, Bugger? We are back finally. It's been a minute. It's been a good little minute. We had some things going on. We had somebody that crossed. Shout out to my camera woman, Sierra, crossing into AKA land. So proud of her, 32. I saw it on your keychain. Congratulations. But we are back, right before we go to Christmas, right around finals time. And our guest today is Kydae. What's up? Everyone say what's up, Kydae. What's up, man?
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right, Kydae. So, just tell us, about yourself, what's your name, major, year and hometown.
So, Kydae Scott. Fourth year, but I graduate this fall. I'm getting up and out of here. Thank
Out
God.
of here.
Psychology major, personal health and well-being minor. I'm from Columbus, Georgia. So love that 3-hour drive. Yeah. Back roads are my best friend. Love a scenic route. But yeah.
Awesome. So, like you said, it's your last semester. So how's your last semester been?
It's been mainly like a transition, like with friends, with events, with organizations, with making sure to transition into, I don't know, being a actual adult. Like, I feel like I pay bills, but it's like I pay like college rate bills. Like,
Yeah.
these college apartments don't cost as much as Midtown Atlanta or whatever else. I'm like, okay,
You
yeah.
in Midtown Atlanta?
No,
Oh,
never.
I was about to
The
say.
traffic, I could never.
But I mean, if you're already in the traffic, are you actually in traffic?
Yes, you're still like, what are you talking?
No, I'm just saying. I feel like if I'm in like heavy traffic, but like I'm already like as soon as if I'm already in the traffic, then it's not that bad. See what I'm saying? Because you're already in Atlanta.
I don't like that.
So
Leave
you
me out
rather
of it,
like drive
period.
30 minutes out and then 20 minutes in, you in traffic?
I don't know. I mean, at that rate, when I only have 10 minutes left, so it's not that bad. Especially, that means I'm probably commuting. But I want to find me a remote job. Put me in Sandy Springs, Smyrna. That's the closest I'll get. But
Yeah.
otherwise, leave me out of it. Maybe McDonough. Maybe even,
How about Johns Creek?
okay. So being from Columbus, I don't know all these places like that. I'm geographically
me
horrible.
Oh.
Then why would you
No, I really be on my west side. I be in
never eat
Douglasville.
soggy waffles? Okay.
Okay, we're getting off topic, but what are you all involved in?
So Black Affairs Council, love them real bad. Love
Yes,
being a general
sir.
body member now. Pomoja Dance Company, also general body member now. NPHC, exec board, PR, outgoing, thank God. In the Zeta Nu chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Outgoing president. Woohoo. I think that's pretty well. Also part of GAME, Georgia African American Male Experience. Black Male Leadership Society, love being a general body member. That should be everything. And if that's not, it's okay.
No, I definitely know you, and you were involved in a lot since I've known you. So yeah, I don't even know if that was everything for sure. But like you said before, you're obviously about to graduate in these next couple of weeks. It's really crazy. What is going through your head right now?
Right now is make sure we pass. I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's really only one class, it's biological health psychology, and it's basically like a class for like pre-med students. My advisor did not tell me. It did not say that on the word. My professor, nothing. So they kind of set me up with that one. This one final can make or break. Oh, this one final can make or break me. So what I will do is I'll walk. But if
Yeah.
I don't have my degree, I'll just come back at a May master. Y'all not gonna catch me in the spring. I feel like that's so embarrassing.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna just hide it and be like, yeah, y'all, I walked. I made it. No major, just a degree.
No,
But
I'm not mad at it.
yeah,
I would do the same thing. I would transfer. I would finish my one school somewhere else. I'm my
I
one
need my
classroom
degree from
somewhere else.
UGA. UGA got too much out of me. I need it.
Oh, that's
The
right.
diversity
Because your
pictures
degree
too.
would come from the other school.
Yeah, I don't want that. I need
Oh dang. You
From here.
spitting. I feel that. I feel like I work too hard to not get it from you.
quite literally.
Okay, so obviously, like you said, you're graduating not with your like entire class. You're graduating before us. How do you feel about that? Like, graduating a lot before like many of your friends.
So I think mainly okay. So I could have actually graduated in the spring, but I was like, I have a fear of missing out. So I was like, I'll push it to the fall.
Well, like,
Work-
wait, this past spring?
yeah, I could have graduated this past spring.
Oh,
but I was
snap.
like, but all of this I realized, I guess in like sophomore year, like before sophomore year started, I was looking at my credit load, how I wanted to take my classes and everything, me knowing I wanted to take some in the summer and kind of keep it easy, smooth in the like fall and spring. And then end up realizing I was like, oh, I'm gonna be up and out of here.
You two
Bye.
ahead.
Yeah, I was like, yikes. But I was like, that's okay. But as I talked to more people, they were like, oh, you never get college again. Like the undergrad college experience is just that. And I was like, you might be right. I'm an introvert and I don't really go to parties, but there might be something else for me. So
Yeah.
I was like, push it back. Worst decision ever. Who stays in school that long? Oh my gosh. And now I'm still contemplating whether that I should get my master's. So it's like, I'm ready for it to be over with. I'd have been
Yeah.
here too long, 3.5 years. I feel like the people who get to enjoy college, the whole 4, congratulations and kudos. Um, that's not me. I got enough. I've seen enough. I've been involved enough. So I'm fine with graduating. If anybody's gonna miss me that much, I already talked to them or we have each other's contact. I can come back and visit for something. Love a good alumni event. Love a luncheon. Homecoming, G-Day, whatever it may be. Although I don't really even do sports like that, but I'll come just for the people.
Yeah, you don't do sports.
I don't.
We talked about this. I'm gonna put you on blast. You
Oh,
never
God.
been inside Sanford Stadium. Look, I know UJ just lost, and I'm sad about that. But we were the back-to-back national champions. Won a champion in the won a championship in the first time in 40 years, and you've been here for both of them, and you never been inside the stadium, not even for a celebration, for a little home game, for a little first game of the season.
Away. You know that?
Huh?
You're gonna get my degree taken away. They're gonna be like, don't put a bulldog
I'm
stamp
just
on it.
saying. I was like, bro, how? I mean,
I'm-
it's okay, but how?
I mean, cause I went before I came to Georgia. So like, one of my mentors actually is like on like different boards here. So he was like, oh no, I always get season passes. Y'all should go scope out the area and take that as like a chance to view and scope out the school. And I was in marching band at the time, so I was like, you know what? I want to go and see if I want to join that marching band. And so I went November of 2019 while still being, of course, in high school. So that's senior year of high school. And I was like, okay, it's cold. Okay. But I was like, the band is great. The environment's cool. Everyone's so nice. Like, if you wearing Georgia colors or got on whatever apparel and you're sitting with the rest of the people, they're hardly going to offer you food, X, Y, Z. Because that's what happened when we went. We were like, I don't drink beer, but if I wanted one, that man was darn sure about to give me one. But past that, I'm like, I didn't really care. And then COVID had came too.
Yeah.
I wasn't adamant about trying to get tickets. And then after that, people were like, oh, you should get them and sell them. I didn't. And then this past year, I was like, you know what, I might try to. But I didn't realize until I just tried to graduate that I didn't even have a student account for athletics.
Wow.
So like I tried to get my graduation tickets and I was like, why can I not do the application? Are they thinking that I'm missing credits? Like, what's going on? And they were like, yeah, you never had a student account. And I was like, oh. So even if I like would have tried to apply for tickets, which I did like this past like fall, I wouldn't be able to apply for anything because I wouldn't have been viewed as a student. So I was just like, well, good thing I didn't really want it. My God.
That's insane. Like, if you don't go to football games, you can't graduate.
Please. Well, pretty much. Like, you should sign up because otherwise it'll be a whole debacle. You'll have to call, like, athletics, ticketing, and everything. But, you know, we still live. I mean, I still went to gymnastics stuff, if that
You know what?
counts.
He's still into athletic stuff.
And did gymnastics 8. I think that's very, like, not necessarily unpopular. I think a lot of people are aware that, you know, athletics, they don't do bad. And
Yeah.
it's always a good show, especially the floor performances. Yeah. I'll take that over the football game.
Underrated for sure. But you mentioned COVID, and you were obviously here at the start of COVID, pretty much the height of it, and now you're about to graduate. So what are the differences you have seen, you know, like over that time?
I think weirdly enough, I saw when it was like ghost town, and then I saw when everyone was like, "Oh, we outside," and now I'm seeing again where it's like we outside, but only at like nighttime for real. Like nobody try to be at around Tate or any other like places, like even student events and stuff. It's just like, oh, y'all don't appreciate fine arts no more, which is something that's kind of crazy. Because we used to have like a whole lot, like even during COVID, like when we did Cafe Soul, or even I don't think they did. No, I think they ended up doing. I don't recall they ended up doing expose and other things, but it was like we had talent out the butt, and then like sophomore year and even junior year, it was like okay, talent. I'm here in my senior year, and I'm just like, where the girls at? Where's new BUGA? Oh my gosh, like I don't want to be that old person that's just like here all the time and always like on the scene, but it's like where the kids at? My God.
Yeah.
So transition wise, it's just been population density type stuff.
So you feel like we're inside a lot more cause after like COVID, like we like had this little big, oh, COVID's gone, let's be outside, and it's like, well, it's not really the same. Like,
Yeah, because I think different, like the culture is just very different from what you always think about or hear with like any alumni, especially like before COVID. Well, pretty much, of course, before COVID. They were like, oh yeah, like especially they want to pull up that one video of homecoming every year of how it was deep and packed out. I think that was from like 2017 to 2018, and like the whole Meyer squad, which is completely packed out. And I'm like, that's beautiful. The girls not getting it like that anymore. I mean, it may happen in like the next 2 years or so. People build hype, want to bring their friends and X, Y, Z. People still, offer free food at their homecoming tents or whatever. But um, yeah, the appreciation of the arts and everything isn't the same. Like especially looking at what are the bigger like staple events that we have that we've kept tradition since like before we came. It's like there's Expose, there's Africa Night, um, Cafe Soul, and a lot of different other things that are just like these are staples. These are staples for a BUGA, what they're gonna be like. Oh, these were their memories. What they're gonna promote in XYZ. What everyone and their mother participated in. And now it's just like, the girls who probably did some kind of dance in high school, maybe did ballet when they were like 7, or finally like reach on back over and be like, let me just diddle and dabble a little bit, show them that I used to do something or whatever. Get my face out there and BUGA on a campus, be known as the little dancer girl that sits in the back of class. But like past that, no one else is really like, oh, I want to see them dance. I want to see them act. I want to see them do a whole lot of. Granted, if you have friends and like you have a pool on your friends and it's like, yeah, come watch me do X, Y, and Z, then it's like, okay, the event's gonna be kind of like packed or whatever. But past that is like the general public just being like, I'm genuinely interested. It's like, it's not there.
yeah, I feel that. I feel like that comes back to a lot of. I think the students that have gone to UJ have come different. I think it's become so hard now that like the students beginning are like just like locked into the books. Like I remember like this year and junior year, like I've never spent more time in MLC than I ever have in my life.
I mean, but how to put this? Do we have different type of students coming in? Maybe. Them being locked into academics, I don't think that's the case. I think, of course, juniors and seniors end up getting locked in because it's like we're not taking no general ed classes no more, and more likely than not, if we're taking an advanced class, we're not taking just one. So it's like we have to lock in.
Yeah, we're all upper classes. Yeah.
Yeah, but for like undergrad, it's like who's gonna let them know X, Y, and Z is here or do whatever? Like if they're lucky enough to come to Days Weekend, they'll come in with the mentality of like,
we're cultured.
yeah, and we're about to be having fun and doing X, Y, and Z. And then it's kind of like a culture shock still for them when they end up popping through and being like, where are the black people at? Tate Time dead? Was this a lie? They tricked me. Oh, I'm going back to my
It's
dorm.
crazy. Iniola told me that.
Really?
Yeah, he told me he felt tricked.
I believe it. Poor Buki.
I saw him maybe like the second or third week of school. He was like, Mike, where's Tate Time? I said, I'm sorry. I was like, it's not meant to be like dead or like it's not meant to not be going on. It's just that like people got things to do. I feel like at least in my brain.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. I'm like, how many of those people have something to do exactly at those times? And that's like everyone. Like, I guess I get it. It is hot. I remember putting a little all call. Get your baby wipes. Get your spray deodorant. Maybe a change of a shirt. Because it is hot, so maybe they don't want to make the trek over Timbuktu to be able to get to Tate, especially with the buses. Ooh, I think the buses were the worst this year, actually.
Oh yeah.
But so it's like I think maybe the means of getting to Tate to be able to actually enjoy. People are like, I don't care enough. So I don't know. There's not enough hype going on around it. I feel like if other people were just like, oh, I'm an introvert and I'll still go, that's when it'll be like. Everyone's going to want to come because, I mean, I don't know. Weirdly enough, the same stuff happened for parties. People be introverts and wallflowers and still go. They're not going to get up and dance, do nothing. Probably not even going to drink. But they'll still go. And so it's like, I think the same thing can be done for daytime. But then again, I'm leaving. So that's not my problem.
Honestly, it's really a 25 and under or 25 and over, I guess. 25 and over problem.
Real?
Because they rate in class.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, 24, we're on the way out. We'll do a little something. But, it's really the next, class's problem, sadly. But well, let's transition. So obviously you've been a black man in the Athens area and on campus. You know, how do you feel like you fit into like our environment here, and also what's been some of the challenges you had to like kind of overcome? You know, being at Georgia, being in Athens.
So I'm a gay black man, okay? And there aren't many black men in at UGA, period. So it's kind of like, oh, snap, oh, God. And well, especially depending on, like, if I'm, like, really, I guess you could say emoting by being, like, really happy or upset or whatever that it may be, or just interested in whatever's going on. My sexuality is kind of going to speak for me before I enter the room. And so, I mean, it hasn't been bad. Anybody, like, I'm trying to think. I'm like, I haven't ran into anybody that's homophobic. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm like, God, please protect me and keep me away from any and all peoples. But like, I don't think it's been that bad. Has it been weird being like, not well? There's not a monolith for black men. No, there's not. Is there an overarching personality type and interest kind of group for black men, especially here at UGA? Yes, and that kind of is the one that's a little bit more prevalent on the campus that you'll see. Like, you'll see them, and it's like, oh, you know, like, yeah, they're in Terry, and or like to go to parties, or like to have like the little like kickbacks with your, I won't say substances, but you know, things that you like to divulge in. And I'm just like, well, I'm an introvert. I'm in Franklin with like at least 300 other different types of majors that are randomly put in. Substances and stuff I don't care for. So it's like, and I don't listen to rap for real. I made it worse for myself. So it's like being able to engage with other black men, as long as you're able to find actual connection outside of those things, which is very well possible. Then it's like, okay, you're cool. But that's, you know, it takes two to tango. As far as being in the Athens area as a black man, I feel like I have a responsibility. Like, I volunteer all that I can each and every trip, especially even if it's like philanthropy or whatever that means, philanthropy and service. I'm like, I feel like I have an obligation. There's no way. Actually, there is a way, because it happens to a lot of people. But I think it's very weird to come into Athens, not realize the economic and academic setting that it's in or status that it holds, and not be like, as a student that's here at what is looked at as one of the top schools, is it going to help a community that doesn't really like match what's going on? Like,
yeah, we don't benefit our community at all.
Quite literally, like, you have arguably, I think a lot of people say, like, some of the best at this school that's also within, like, I guess furthest 10 maybe 15-minute radius of all the other schools that could use tutors, could use volunteers, community centers that could use more people, different things of the sort. And it's just like, a lot of people don't fully realize, like, that's us, you know, it's go time. That's our call to be here and do whatever. So as a black man being in Athens, I'm like, I've had my fair share of community service and being involved, being around the community, doing different things of the sort. And I think that's been like the overarching thing of it being like, yeah, let's do this, that, and the third, while also, I guess, having fun as a black man on a college campus.
I feel that definitely. And I feel like when you realize how much you actually take from the community, you're kind of like, dang, like, this is kind of like why our community is struggling, and we're not giving back to them. Like, I mean, sure, we do like a little community service events every now and then, but I feel like we should do a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, that's just I guess a tidbit about us in general. Like, as a people, we love to ask people for, like, help, like, ask our folks, like, if you got a friend and they do photography, you're going to be like, oh, my God, can you take my pictures? But it's like, somebody else would have charged you $150, maybe $230. Maybe if they're really just starting and really don't know what they're doing but still want their money, they probably finna charge you like $300. You can at the very least like give back to your people. Like, ask for a discount, sure, but be willing to like pay them for their stuff. What is that? They cater. Even when it comes to like, I guess for myself and how I've been like, I don't want to say used, but like asked for as like performances and stuff or whatever. It's like you end up realizing most people typically do have two left feet. So it's like, oh, okay, being able to perform for events actually is a hot commodity and do whatever, like choreograph and everything. So it's like we as a community really don't even be putting back to the people that do have whatever. It's just like, thank God I know such and such. And it's like, it's really neat that we do have our interweb network, but it's like people don't want to feed into the network outside of like, I don't want to say if you can't provide nothing, you better provide financially or whatever. But it's like, help with promo, help with something, give like, I don't know, some recognition, some thanks, some help, make sure they're taken care of and looked after because they're doing that for you by providing their services. But, you know, yeah.
I feel that. So, we'll transition one more time. So, you joined the Zeta Nu chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated in the spring of 2022.
And did.
And now you're about to transition to being an alumni very soon. How does your role change within the fraternity?
I guess, in the literal sense, much like, you know, anybody else who graduates from, I guess, even high school or like college, it's like, you're not on the team no more. So get back. Don't be coming to the locker room saying, you know, back in my day, we used to throw the biggest parties and we used to be doing da-da-da. It was like, ooh, stop. So for me, my role is more so in like a mentoring type role. I think there's two different kinds of like coming back and talking to people. There's talking at and there's talking with. So my whole thing of how I transition is going to be, I'm not, honestly, I don't want to say, oh, I'm not going to make the programs or whatever else. If I want to suggest a program, cool. But like, and if they need any like resources, like, okay, yeah, provide that X, Y, and Z. But otherwise, I'm not to be on the ground in my blue boots talking about where we need to do dreams and nightmares at. Oh, that's disgusting. That is so disgusting. And I'm so thankful that none of my chapter is like that. You come back when asked, and otherwise make sure you check in of like, do you need money for this scholarship? What brothers need a little networking connection, X, Y, and Z? Do you need to connect as far as trying to pull off this service or trying to get connected nationally or whatever else? So, I mean, I think a little bit more specific for me because I am, I guess, step and stroll master since I had crossed. And I mean, I like choreographing, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I know you do. I definitely know you do.
So it's like I might get asked to be like, hey, can you like make a new step or new stroll or come and teach this X, Y, and Z or whatever? And it's going to be like, okay, sure, yeah. And I think that's like one way that's different from most other people of how I might get pulled back or whatnot. And like, I mean, I'm always going to make sure they're able to look good at a homecoming step show, at a yard show. Woohoo. But don't ask me to perform, please. I think
your time has passed.
It has indeed. This last one was definitely my last one. Very happy it's done. I pulled my right hamstring like the week of. And so doing stuff like the little splits and everything, they got to go. I'm not doing that no more.
That's great, man. Just becoming a different person, more of a role model. I like that. So, obviously, you know, you've been here 3.5 years. So, what's your best UJ memory so far?
Well, then. Well, best memory? I feel like there's some memory that's not tied to like a group or whatever, but honestly, it's probably easier to think of it by like what groups I've been involved with. So, I guess if I were to say maybe, I don't know. I've liked being around all the people, you know, all the things. Has there been one BUGA event that's just like, this speaks to me? I think I got to start with some honorable mentions. Let's give it up for Cafe Soul all years, honestly. Let's give it up for Expose. I think Expose my sophomore year. Ooh, back to when I had hair. My God. Expose my sophomore year. Did a promotion performance. I got to see some of the Greek stroll. Got to have like really fun. And it was like a party, but not at a venue. And so that was like, and especially everyone in all white and everything. It was like, that was a moment. That was a moment. I think, I don't know. Like everything has such great components. And it's like, I can never just compare like apples to oranges because some of them are like, these were great in an academic setting. These were great in a social setting. I don't know, but I feel like anything that I've had to do with game, I've absolutely loved. Any and everything I've done with Pomoja performance-wise, I've absolutely loved. Oh, yes. They can get everything from me. I might have to make them a scholarship when I leave. I think I'll say any and everything connected with Pomoja. Yeah. And honestly, actually, homecoming step show, my first one that I did because I had just crossed, and I had never stepped before.
Really?
I had never stepped before. Um, and to win that like best fraternity, I was like, oh my god, this is hard, but I'm rewarded. So who cares? So like that was cute. That was cute.
Awesome. So, what would you do different about your UGA journey if you could?
I would change my major. Guys, I'm a psychology major, and I decided that right before spring of 2021 because I came in secondary education mathematics. I thought I was going to be a teacher. I still could be a teacher. I have a lot of things to teach the world. Go Whitney. I believe the children are the future. But I would have a major in I think advertising or graphic design. I haven't even looked into it. I haven't looked into it too much specifically because I'm like it's too late for me to swap. But something where I'm doing like PR type stuff, I never realized I loved it so much. Like being involved with different student orgs and having been PR chair for them is like that let me know oh wow, I gotta explore and do all this and the third, all the things. And then I also like double major in dance because why not? I was gonna take a minor in dance and I was like, actually, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't care. But I think had I started earlier, um, that definitely would have been a very strong thing. Other things would I have changed? Um, I don't know. I think a lot of things fell into place decently. Yeah, I think I actually would have told myself to sit down. Being involved as I was, I think literally sophomore year, COVID was done on 3 exec boards. One for BMLS, one for BAC, one for Pomoja. But I would never give up having been like Fab advisor. Oh, I love my girls. Oh, oh my God. To my 13, I love them. But maybe sitting down, because also like those things that I was involved in, it's like they were nice and they did help me grow in a social setting. However, those things are not on my resume.
You gotta put them on your resume, man.
It's already over a page. Like that's the thing. It's like it's good to be involved, but like at some point it's gonna plateau. Like you can get but so much from doing everything. Even if I change the font, even if I move everything underneath one thing, it's too much, and it's also not relevant to my potential career field that I'll take up.
Just put them on your LinkedIn, make a portfolio.
Oh, that's so much. That's so much to do. I feel like I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, he did everything. Oh my God, cut that off. And why was it even relevant? Why are you randomly the liaison for X, Y, and Z? Look,
It just shows like every part of you, though. That's what we
y'all need to
learn.
see every part of me. Mm-mm.
Okay. So moving on. What do you think makes BUGA BUGA?
Oh Lord. I say this with love.
I don't know if I feel a lot of love right now.
It's not BUGA. Oh, let me stop because that's so ugly. I was gonna say it's not BUGA without controversy, but it's like that's just us as a community. I like a better answer would be we're diverse. There's diversification and everything, even with opinions, which can oftentimes lead to controversy, which leads to breeding of new ideas and different things of the sort. Like he said, she said. Oh yeah, living off the controversy, the little talks with BUGA or whatever other little stuff we used to do with everything, little hot takes and everything, all those different events that's been made off of that, feeding off the controversy of BUGA, and I love it honestly because it helps us grow as a people, helps us actually divulge into why we are, how we can grow. But I think that diversity in us actually being willing to share that is what makes us BUGA. Like we're Black people at UGA, so it's like we always tell people, oh, that's BUGA, like you don't have to be a general body member for X, Y, and Z. And I feel bad for the girls. I used to think that BUGA was like a group that you had to pay to be a part of, but oh, that was a time.
That was crazy.
But what makes BUGA BUGA is like the people that come back and actively feed into it. I mean, I'm not saying the people who are like gonna stronghold the community by making the best parties and showing up to all the events for the different orgs and everything else or whatever, but more so the people that, well, at least show up to maybe like one, if not two. The people that'll give support and feed into those people either on the scene or even behind the scenes that have to put into the event. Like, it's almost basically like having, you got your people on stage, you got your stage crew, you got your lighting, your production team and everything. You got your people that'll come in the audience and actually watch. You got your people that'll promote and everything else. And I think BUGA really is all those people who feed in whatever kind of way. You may not think that you're like a part of a show. And I guess I get this a lot from like Pomoja. It's like, yeah, we the dance company, but we ain't nothing without the lighting and the stage. We just gonna be black people dancing under maybe some horrible lighting. We're nothing without the people that'll come and like watch us. We're nothing without the people that'll promote us and say, we want you to perform at X, Y, and Z and everything else. So same for BUGA as a whole. We all live, laugh, love together in whatever capacity that is.
Awesome. So last question. Any advice for BUGA in general about anything?
Oh Lord. Go to the career center. Not online. Stop it.
Yep.
Go in person. Even if you got just free time, you're like, oh, let me start the take time. Let that be the one time that you skip take time. Go to the career center in person. They got different floors and everything else. If you do not go to a building or anything like in person, you're not doing nothing. That being said, go to student care and outreach. Go to the food pantry. If you don't go in person, and maybe just get like a little synopsis, a little stop in, just something. I don't care if y'all all gotta make that a part of some organizations like introduction to campus type beat or whatever. Like, we're gonna take a visit to student care outreach. We're gonna take a visit to the career center. Go in person, because most people don't. Yeah. I guess as far as any relations or people, support your introverts. Not everybody want to be outside, and that don't mean we hate you, and that don't mean that we not gonna be your friend in X, Y, and Z. But if the only capacity that you are trying to make relationships in is by going to these extravagant events or X, Y, and Z, you're failing, and you probably won't even network there. It's okay. Go to the things that you think are unconventional or whatever else. I think the biggest thing I wish somebody would have told me is with the networking portion of whether that's platonic or even romantic, whatever kind of sense. If you not getting whatever back, go reciprocate. Everything is about reciprocation. I think so long as you go ahead and communicate to people. I don't talk like that, so don't text my phone like that. I don't like to be on the phone. I don't like to go out whatever places. These aren't my favorite pastimes, whatever it may be, and this goes for just people in general. Like, go ahead and make sure you appease those people, and make sure you're not just that one trick pony type person. Like, oh, I'm really only trying to head downtown. Like, oh, you're gonna catch me at Boris or like wherever else. It's like, go somewhere else and be open to going other places. Also, introverts too. It's okay to go to a party. It won't kill you. That was me. Did I become DD? Yes, but that is a canon event. Go through it. It is A-okay.
It's not okay. But okay. I'm sorry. I personally don't like being the DD. At least for my friends, because we're going to skip that part. It's not about me. But thank you, Kydae, for coming on the podcast. You know, it was great having you on. I'm happy for your future. Hope everything goes well. Can't wait to see you graduate. And bug out, y'all.
We made it. Don't let Pony out of Salo.